Hello again, everybody. It's Graybeard of Graybeard's Garage. Today we got another upgrade from a 2014 Ultra Limited. What we're going to do is going to put on some Wyatt Gatling Fishtails. Alright, you can see I've already opened up and checked them out. Here we have the Wyatt Gatling 36-inch straight fishtail set for 1995 to 2016 FLTs. Gotta say, I got these through Dennis Kirk. They're exceptional quality. The chrome is amazing. The welds are pretty decent here on the brackets. I have captured nuts here on the brackets, which makes it a lot easier to get them put on. Nice clean welds and chrome here. So you got a nice heavy gauge, and get some light on the subject here. Nice heavy gauge metal. These things are quite heavy. Both of these by themselves weigh about 9 pounds. So like I said, they're nice heavy gauge steel. I'm guessing this could be 16 gauge at least, if not 14, but I think it's probably 16 gauge. They're heavy duty, really nice quality. So to do this job on my particular bike, depends on if any of your exhaust bracketry or anything's been changed. Make sure you got what you need, but I'm going to need a 13mm and 9/16 nut driver to remove the heat shields. Got a 1/2-inch wrench just in case I need that, and all you got to do is remove your saddlebags if you've got them. I have to pull that heat shield off right here on this side, and we got the exhaust clamp there, then our 2 1/2-inchers here. Then on this side the same thing, got 2 1/2-inchers on the bracket, 1 exhaust clamp down here, and then pull this heat shield off, the intermediate one right here, and then just put on the fishtails and get them lined up. So that's what we got. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, so we're going to start off by pulling this heat shield off and getting it out of the way. This one has only 2 straps. Got the heat shield out of the way. Let's get this exhaust clamp loosened up. Alrighty, set that down. So I may need to get an extension here for these back too, and maybe not. Now this bike, when I bought it used almost 2 years ago, came with these Vance & Hines Monster rounds. They're okay. They were entirely too quiet for my likings with the baffles in them, and I went through and basically gutted out the baffles and modified them. Still sounded alright, but just not quite right. Plus they're heavy, and I don't know, I'm just a fan of straight pipes, and I love the old school fishtails, so we're going to make things fishy. And these Wyatt Gatlings, this company's been around for quite a while. They got a good reputation for quality merchandise, and they've been making fishtails for a really long time. I really like the sound of them, and as far as I know, they're American made, and I got them through Dennis Kirk. Go look them up at denniskirk.com. The sponsor of this video is myself, as usual. Everything is up with the grace of God and my wife and our back pocket. So total cost was just a little over $200 for those pipes. So I think it's a pretty good deal. So sometimes you might have a little bit of issue getting your old mufflers off. Kind of wiggle them around a little bit. Sometimes you might need to give it a little bit of coercion. Now let's see if we can't help it off there. Give me 1 second. All right, so you get the exhaust clamp out of the way here. There we go. Come in here, open these up just a tiny bit. Get a little coercive here to see if it'll let loose on us. There it comes. There it is. All right, I said these were Vance & Hine Monster Ovals that came on it when I bought it. Not a big fan. All right, so now we got our Wyatt Gatling 36-inch fishtail here. Go ahead and make sure our clamp's going to be good. Alrighty. Spread that out just a little bit. Come on. Just like so. And what you can do to make these go on a little bit easier is put just a little bit of WD on there and rub it around. Not a lot, just enough to help slide her on there. Try to go back up the same distance that your last mufflers were. They'll go that far. That way if your pipes were lined up before, they'll be lined up this time too. Alright, back to the same depth as the last ones. Now we just got to get our bracket bolts put on. Tighten these down. And once you get both of the pipes on, you can come back here and do a little bit of fine adjustment as far as getting your vertical and angle and everything set. But it's easier once you get both of them on. Let's get over here and get this clamp cinched down. I like to put these clamps right on the edge of the pipe there where the perforations are, that way you get a good clamp out of it. Turn down a little bit. Go back to our 9/16. I'm going to cinch this down. Now it's off to the other side. Alright, now we're on the left side here, same thing. We're going to pull this heat shield off. Got 2 clamps on it. First one. Get everything adjusted good before I put these shields back on. Pull our exhaust clamp loose. Exhaust clamp. Take our 2 bolts off back here on the muffler. These open a little bit. This left side tends to be a pain to get off sometimes. Alright, I'll get this one off and I'll be back with you. This one's being a booger. Alrighty, after a bunch of beating and banking and a few dozen expletives, she finally come off. Problem with these is not a true dual head pipe. Therefore, this driver's side never does get super hot enough to get all the condensation and everything out. You get a layer of rust that can settle between your muffler and that pipe. Just give an example. When I bought this bike, it had 27,000 miles on it. When I decided to pull these mufflers off and pull the baffles out, when they put the baffles in those mufflers, they actually wrap them in plastic. The baffling materials like fiberglass batting. And on this side, the plastic was all still intact. Normally it gets hot and burns off and goes out the tailpipe. At 27,000 miles, the baffle was still wrapped in plastic. So it goes to show you how much this side does not heat up compared to the other side. And eventually I'm either going to put a true dual head pipe, or I may modify this head pipe to where it is a true dual, because I've already gone in and removed the cap on this stock head pipe. Going to put our clamp onto this one. Okay, we got our clamp on. So I already put a little bit of WD on the pipe to ease it going on. Like I said, just like the other side, try to get it to the same place that the previous pipe was. That way everything lines up. Give it a quick eyeball. Looks about right. Put in our brackets and bolts. Tighten up our clamp. Before we do, I'm going to take a look, see if this is lined up, just to make sure. Like this one here. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of further adjustment on it. Once I get everything ready. And what you can do with these fishtails, I'll show you what we got going on here. So the left one's nice and straight, the right one's kicked out a little bit. Yeah, it's twisted just a hair, no big deal. So I'll adjust that, but what you can do is you run a tape measure between the top and bottom tips until you get them at the right distance. Then you know they'll be square to one another. I think this left one is square to the bike. You can look at the angle coming down on that light and the fender. Now it looks like it might need to come in just a little bit on the top. So let's give it a little tweak, cinch it down, and we'll see if we can get the other side to match up. A little bit of a twist. Degrees to that. Alright, that looks pretty good there. So let me cinch this clamp down up here. Go back over and see if we can readjust that other side. Once you get a couple of heat cycles in these pipes where the clamps get hot, go back and make sure that your clamps are tight, because after they heat cycle a few times, they could loosen up a little bit. So I'm happy where this one's at. Alrighty, let's go over and loosen that clamp and see if we can adjust that one just a little bit. Looks like I might have to take these off to where I can turn it. Then we'll get it back up. This side's under a little bit of tension compared to the other side. That looks about right. So we're going to tighten down this clamp first. So you can always go back once you get your bags on and everything, and double check, make sure it's all lined up the way you like it. I went ahead and went with the 36 inch. Your standard size is 33, but I went with the 36. That way the back of them are even with the back of the trunk here. And you can go all the way up to 40 something inches if you want, like the Chola bikes. Alrighty, so that's pretty much all there is to it at this point. You put your heat shields back on. Let's say do your final adjustments as far as your angle of the dangle. So let's get this camera out from directly behind it and let's crank her up and see what she sounds like. Buddy, they're loud just like I like it. All right, folks, thank you for joining me on this one. I got a couple other projects coming up soon I think you'll like. One of them is going to be for the Dynajet Power Vision for Harley. I'll show you about hooking that up, how to set it up, and we're even going to make a custom mount for it to hook it up to the bike. So thanks for joining me. Be sure to leave a like, Share this with your friends and everybody else. Get me some more exposure. It's very important. You know, as many likes as possible, and comment if you will. Good, bad, ugly, and different. Appreciate you for joining. See you next time. Graybeard, we're gone.